Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from all across the country to my little studio via Zoom or Skype or whatever, so I could talk about cool things you could do right here in New Mexico. If you're a small business and you want to talk right here on the show, just email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com. It's that simple. You could be on the show like everybody else. On this week's program, we're going to get some cool tips on how to make Halloween a little better. Plus, we'll talk to Habitat for Humanity, and there's this cat in space that will save us from soup. It's all happening on this week's episode of New Mexico Rising. You've probably heard the term bad cholesterol, but did you know that too much of it can actually increase your risk for a heart attack or stroke? It's an important fact for everybody to know, but it's especially crucial for people who have already had a heart attack or stroke to understand that too much bad cholesterol, or LDL cholesterol as it's formerly known, can increase their risk of having another event. In the United States, someone has a heart attack approximately every 40 seconds. And a new survey from the American Heart Association with the Harris poll found that 75% of the people surveyed who have had a heart attack or stroke reported having high levels of cholesterol. Yet more than half are not prioritizing lowering it. And this month is National Cholesterol Education Month. And today we have Dr. Eduardo Sanchez, Chief Medical Officer for the Prevention of American Heart Association, joining us today to talk about it and kind of give us a little input on this important topic. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sanchez.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we're talking a little bit about cardiovascular disease. How does someone know that they have and it has to do with high LDL cholesterol and all and that. How do you know if someone does have high LDL cholesterol, and what should they do if it is high?
So the only way to know that you have high LDL cholesterol is to have a cholesterol test, which can determine your LDL cholesterol level, and then have a conversation with your doctor or healthcare team about what that means and what needs to be done to lower your LDL and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease or bad stuff like heart attacks and strokes.
And I understand the American Heart Association recently conducted a poll to gauge public understanding of the LDL cholesterol, particularly among those who have already had a cardiovascular event. So what did you learn from it?
So here's the thing, this is pretty interesting. This survey poll was done with Amgen and found that a remarkable 3 out of 4 persons who had had a heart attack or stroke reported having high LDL cholesterol, yet only half knew what their LDL cholesterol was in the moment, and more than half said they weren't prioritizing their elevated LDL cholesterol. That's worrisome because while that is a bad thing, there's something that can be done about it, and that is having a conversation with your doctor or healthcare team about what to do to lower LDL cholesterol. Persons who've had a heart attack or stroke are at even higher risk of having a heart attack or stroke anyway, including if they have high cholesterol. That ought to be one top priority, lower LDL.
All right, Dr. Sanchez, can you explain what LDL cholesterol actually is for someone like me that is not very smart? And what are some of the health risks associated with those elevated levels?
Well, first of all, you're probably very smart, and we're smart about some things and not knowledgeable about others. So let's do this. Let's just do some knowledge transfer. Okay. LDL cholesterol is a naturally occurring substance in our body. When it gets too high, and that can happen, it gloms on, medical term, it accumulates on the arteries of our body. And when it accumulates on arteries that go to the heart or the brain, it can reduce flow to heart or brain. It can cause a complete blockage, which then stops flow of blood. In the case of your heart attack. In the case of your brain, stroke, bad thing, but that can be prevented by lowering LDL. That's the message. know your LDL, lower your LDL.
So how is the American Heart Association encouraging people to get their cholesterol checked and take action if they have too much, I guess, bad cholesterol?
Good point. LDL cholesterol is the one we call bad cholesterol. First, ask your doctor to order a cholesterol test. Second, take those results or discuss those results with your doctor, and then do the things that need to be done to lower LDL cholesterol and reduce the risk of bad things like heart attacks and strokes.
Well, Dr. Sanchez, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about any of this?
You can get more information at heart.org/LDL. You'll come to the Lower Your LDL Cholesterol Now website, sponsored by Amgen, presented by the American Heart Association.
Dr. Sanchez, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You know, as football season kicks off, fans are gearing up not just for the touchdowns, but also for tailgating. But how are these festivities hitting your wallet? You know, according to a recent Experian survey, fans are ready to spend an average of $743 on football-related expenses this season. And today, we got Christina Roman, Consumer Education and Advocacy Manager for Experian, who is going to let us know how to manage our football fervor without fumbling our finances. That was my strong alliteration there. All right, she's also going to introduce us to some tools that can help build our credit responsibility. Thank you for joining the show this morning. Christina, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well. I love that alliteration.
I was trying. I got a lot of F's in there. All right. What is the new Smart Money digital checking account, and how does that work, and how can that help us finance football fandom?
Yes, so the Experian Smart Money digital checking account and debit card is just that. It's a digital checking account and debit card offered by Experian, but what makes this account really unique is that it seamlessly embeds our Experian Boost feature, which means that consumers have the opportunity to add their recurring payments for their utilities, streaming services, telecom, rent, and more to potentially boost their FICO score. So if you're streaming your favorite football team every single weekend, then you might as well get credit for that those payments that you're making. So you could do that debt-free at Experian.com/Experian Boost.
So how can consumers who like spending money on pastimes like football or doing some holiday shopping, how can they just manage their budgets?
Yes, so one of the best ways to manage your budget is to go back and look at how much you spent last year, and then see how much you plan to spend this year. And that can give you a general idea. And then also, you just want to make sure that you're watching your spending, checking your credit cards often. Also, monitoring your credit is really important. Experian offers free credit monitoring that'll allow you to see how your spending actually impacts your credit. And what's cool about this tool is Experian Smart Money digital checking account and debit card is actually included in this program. So if you're a member of this feature, then you can sign up for that Experian Smart Money digital checking account and debit card, and you can have all of your financial information in one place. You can check your checking account, you can check your FICO score, you can check your Experian credit report. So it really is a great tool to help you manage your overall financial health.
So just using the card, you can just build credit? This is amazing.
Yes.
Is there other ways to kind of build credit? Because I know you're from Experian, and you got some tips and tricks, and my credit isn't the best right now. You got to help me out. How do I boost and make things a little better in my future in life?
Yeah, so the good thing about credit is no matter where you are, it can always be built. So if you are new to credit, you can start by opening a credit card, make small charges and pay it off every single month. And then also make sure you're making those payments on time every single month. That is crucial when you're building or rebuilding your credit. And then some other great options could be being added as an authorized user to a parent's credit card, or using that Experian Boost feature, which will allow you to use those on-time payments for those services that I mentioned earlier, so that you could potentially boost your FICO score debt-free.
All right, Christina. Where can we go for more information and get more about how to boost our credit.
Yeah, so you can learn more about the Experian Smart Money digital checking account and debit card at experian.com/smartmoney.
Christina, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, it's time to scare up some creative ways to celebrate the Halloween. All right, and here to help is crafting expert Lynn Lilly, the founder of Craft Box Girls, who regularly contributes to shows like Good Morning America, The Today Show, Hallmark Home, and that weird show we like to call, New Mexico Rising. Welcome to the show, Lynn. How are you?
Great. How are you? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too, my friend. All right, how do it's Halloween time. Everyone's excited. How do we get the whole family involved? We got to do this.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we got to get everyone involved, whether that's decorating pumpkins, creating crafty costumes, or choosing the perfect spooktacular treats. I love to have my kids get in on making some cool decorations, pulling out the construction paper, glue, maybe some glitter, just to get the creativity flowing. It's a lot of fun to have with the whole family.
So where's like a fun place to start, the Halloween funness?
Yes. Well, again, we love the whole family, and I love to include our pets in the fun. And PetSmart has everything that you need to celebrate the Halloween season with your pets, including costumes under $20. So from classic to spooky costumes, they have all the Halloween essentials, like this fan favorite pumpkin costume from the Thrills and Chills brand, which is available exclusively at PetSmart. There's also a hot dog and a mermaid costume designed to fit both cats and dogs. And get this, they even have costumes for pets like lizards and guinea pigs, like this dragon and scorpion costume. Plus, PetSmart has you covered with treats for those four-legged trick-or-treaters.
Our baby cats.
Yes.
Yeah, come here. I'm trying to get the cat to see the screen to have him decide which costume he wants. We're going to go get him. Come on, cat. It's time for you to dress up this Halloween. All right.
Yes.
What other Halloween essentials do we got, my friend?
Well, we know that with Halloween around the corner, it's important to protect our kids' smiles from all of that sugary candy. And my tip starts with Tom's of Mean's Silly Strawberry Toothpaste, and now it has a brand new look. This toothpaste helps our kids maintain their oral hygiene with natural fruit flavors that they will love to brush with again and again. This fluoride toothpaste for kids uses naturally sourced calcium and silica to gently clean their teeth. It has no artificial dyes, flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives, and it's also ADA approved. You can check it out on Amazon or at tomsofmean.com to grab it. And I will tell you, since my kids have started using it, there's no more fighting to brush their teeth.
Excellent. So how about any crafty suggestions for a fun Halloween?
Well, every year I host a Halloween egg hunt. That's right, egg hunt. I turn my backyard into a spooky zombie graveyard, and I hide a bunch of Halloween-themed treat and toy-filled eggs all over the yard. We invite over all of our friends and family. We let the kids hunt for eggs. Everyone dresses up, and it is such a fun tradition.
And what's your favorite trick for making Halloween a special treat? See what I did there?
Yep. Well, we know that Halloween's all about pumpkins, right? But I have two little girls, and they're a little too young to carve pumpkins, so we like to decorate those plastic pumpkins that you can pick up at the craft store, pull out the paints, the pom-poms, all the glitter, all the fun, and let the whole family get in on this spooky art project.
Lynn Lilly, thanks for joining me this morning. You are the queen of Halloween. Where can we go for more information?
All right, you can head to tipsontv.com for all the fun that I shared today. And I like that title. I'm going to stick with that for my other segments. Queen of Halloween.
Well, thanks for joining me this morning, Lynn.
Thanks so much for having me. Happy Halloween.
This autumn, there's a distinct group of resilient women that are trading tech for tenacity. They're geared up for the 8th annual Rebel Rally, which is an all-woman off-road adventure spanning nearly 1,600 miles across the terrains of California and Nevada. And here's the twist. They're doing all of this navigation and of all these rugged terrains guided by only paper maps and a compass with technology nowhere in sight. So joining us is the dynamic duo from team Kia Aloha. Is Verena May, driver with a storied history in motorsports, and Susie Saxton, a seasoned navigator with a rich legacy in Hawaii. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Thank you. We're great. Thanks.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Did I screw up saying the name of your team, Kealoha, or how do you say it? Let's start from scratch. The first question is, how did I screw up so badly on saying your name of your team?
Yeah, we are Team Kealoha. I think you got it.
It's close. It's close. It's not great, but close. All right. Why were each of you drawn to like compete in the Rebel Rally?
Well, I've been a motorsports driver for many years, and I've been following the Rebel Rally since year one. So when Kia asked me to be part of their team, there was just no hesitation. And this is my 3rd year competing with Team Kia.
And this is actually my 5th year competing in the Rebel Rally, my 1st year competing with Team Kia and with Verena. I just love a challenge and I love a puzzle. And that's basically what this rally is a giant puzzle in the desert.
So it's like the escape room version of a race, or a race version of an escape room, pretty much for you. And yes, I screwed up again.
Exactly.
Calling it the Rebel Rally, and because it's Rebel, there's a local burlesque dancer that has the same name, and I'm like, it can't be called that, but it is. So there you go, the Rebel Rally. It's kind of awesome. So how do you guys train and prepare for a competition like this?
Yeah, so there's actually a lot that goes into it. Even though we're both seasoned rally competitors, we still train every single year. So we took the Kia Telluride out to the desert. We took it in all of the terrain that we're going to see when we're out on the rally. So things like deep washes, big rocks, dunes, and really just put the car through its paces. And then we also work a lot on our teamwork and our communication, because you're in the car together for 7 days. It's a long rally. So that's a really important part of competing.
So what type of vehicle are you driving, and what modifications have been made to kind of prepare you for this road or off-road, I guess?
So this year we're competing in a 2024 Kia Telluride X Pro, and the modifications are a front and rear bumper support. We have a skid plate throughout the whole underside to protect it from any rocks or big obstacles we're driving over, and aftermarket wheels, tires, and a roof rack.
Excellent. So how do you guys train other people or teach them how to jump in and do such a thing if they're interested?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you can find out more about the rally on rebelrally.com. There's all sorts of training videos and videos that talk about the rally, and you can actually follow us along on the rally there too. So you can see our car on the tracker and find out what we're up to.
This event is open to everyone, so you don't have to be a professional driver or a professional navigator. There's a lot of first-timers, like mother and daughter teams or sister teams, who just want to do it.
That sounds really, really cool. I'm curious to do a small version myself, but I'd get lost. There it is. One more time, where can we go for more information so we can track you, follow you, root you guys on, and follow some of the other teams that are going out there?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, it's rebelrally.com. We're Team 206. So we'd love to have your support and have you follow us along while we go.
rebelrally.com. Thank you for that. Verena, Susie, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As the U.S. grapples with a dire affordable housing shortage, organizations like Habitat for Humanity are stepping up to make a difference. The 37th Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project is currently taking place in Charlotte. And this morning, we've got Habitat for Humanity CEO Jonathan Reckford and Jason Rutherford, Vice President of Supply Chain and E-commerce Operations for Lowe's, here to discuss the urgent need for affordable housing and how long-standing partnerships can be like a game changer in tackling this crisis. Thank you for joining me, you two.
Great to be here. Great to be with you.
All right, Jonathan, I know you've been on the show a couple of times, but can you tell us about the Carter Workweek project and the communities you impact each year? And how is this different from some of the other builds that you've been doing?
Well, the Carter project is really our signature week where we bring and shine a spotlight on the need for safe, decent, affordable housing everywhere in the world. And one of the great myths about Habitat is that President Carter started and runs Habitat. That turns out not to be true. But when he got involved for the first time in 1984, that's when the world found out about Habitat and started a 35-year run of spending a week every year somewhere in the world helping build homes and bringing attention to our mission. And so it's a little bittersweet this year. This is the first time we've done a Carter project without President and Mrs. Carter, but we opened the project on Sunday on his 99th birthday, and we know the best way to honor their incredible legacy is to keep the work going. So we're really excited to be building here in Charlotte this week.
So why is it important for Habitat to engage in corporate partners kind of like this one?
Well, our corporate partners make this possible. Lowe's is actually headquartered here just outside Charlotte, and they were one of the first partners to step up and help make the project possible. But more than that, they have been a longtime partner now. For decades, they have worked alongside Habitat all across the country as a national partner, and their support and the support of others makes it possible for our families to be able to purchase their homes on an affordable at an affordable level.
And Jason, your company has been a longtime partner for Habitat for like decades. Why do you feel that it's important that your organization is there to help?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think when I look at what is, what Habitat stands for in their mission, there's a lot of commonalities with what Lowe's stands for. We think about helping people live in their homes, feel confident in their homes, raise families in their homes, make memories in their homes. It's just kind of a long-standing part of who Lowe's is and our identity. And beyond just kind of the opportunity to be out here in a build like this, supporting an organization like Habitat for so many years, now going on 20 plus years, is just really kind of what we want to stand for. And really, to your point on making affordable housing more available, critical home repair, keeping people in their homes for longer, really kind of a lifelong vision for what Lowe's stands for. And we think about our community, how we engage, the Red Vest opportunities to be able to participate in projects like this. We're just proud to be a co-sponsor of this event and standing beside our Habitat partners here.
And Jason, you also have volunteers out there helping with the build. What does that do for your team as they join with the homeowners to see like these homes being built?
Yeah, it's awesome. I tell you, it's one of those things where it's a little bit transformational. You kind of come out here and you're swinging hammers, you're raising windows, you're raising walls, but then you start really understanding and connecting with the homeowners who's working side by side with you in these projects, hearing a little bit about what their story is and what this home is going to mean for them, their children, their families, not just today, but what their future vision looks like for their home. And so incredibly empowering just to kind of sit down and have that personal conversation as we kind of work through this particular project. And listen, as we think about our Red Vests in the stores as we're serving customers, we really bring a lot of that back to the aisles in which the customers are engaging us. We make that personal connection with what it means for them, what project they're working on. And so, when I think about the associates to be able to volunteer an event like this, they absolutely jump at the chance. This is one of the biggest projects that we have here in the Charlotte area, but across the U.S. as we engage Habitat builds, there's always a steady flow of Red Vests ready to get out there and help support that build.
All right, Jonathan, where can we go for more information or how can we get involved?
Well, we would love that. Habitat serves in over 1,000 communities across the U.S. and in 70 countries. If you go to habitat.org, you can learn more about the work, learn how you can come out and be a part of building homes, building communities, and building hope. We'd love to have you.
Jonathan, Jason, thank you for joining me this morning.
I appreciate it. Great to be with you. Thanks.
Let's venture into a universe of soup mysteries and space cats. Can the Moon Queen be saved? And will soup ever be the same? Okay, that it just sounds like I'm a crazy person, but no, I'm not. Meet the brains behind the first cat in space and the soup of doom. We have author Mac Barnett and illustrator Sean Harris. Welcome to the show, you two. Okay, so this is the second adventure of the first cat in space. First, we got eating pizza. Now we're dealing with the soup of doom. Can you tell us a little bit about this? The second installment of the Cat in Space series.
Sure. So the first cat in space is a bionically engineered cat sent from Earth to save the moon. And in this book, the Queen of the Moon eats some poisoned soup. That is the soup of doom. And she has 24 hours to find the antidote. So she enlists help from her two best friends, the first cat in space and Laws 4000, the toenail clipping robot.
All right, tell me about your guys' working relationship. Do like the pictures come first, or where did these ideas initially kind of come from?
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of an unusual method for making a graphic novel, but it's actually kind of rooted in serialized dramas, like a serialized radio show or a weekly or monthly installment of a comic. Mac gives me a script with dialogue from characters, and then I do the character designs, try to make Mac laugh when he sees the way that I've visually depicted his scene, and I send it back to him, and then he reacts to that by writing the next chapter after seeing these characters that he wrote the words for the first time. And we trade back and forth like that until the book is done. A lot of times the book just gets finished by the author and then the illustrator goes to work. So
I heard you guys were like childhood friends. So how has that changed? How you that working environment for the both of you?
Sean and I have been friends since we were 7, and I think we know each other really well. We have a long-standing rhythm, and yeah, I think that you can see that in the book for sure. Really, Sean and I are just always trying to make each other laugh, and you can see that in this book. We are I think, have always been each other's primary audience, so it's pretty fun that Sean literally is the first one to get to read what I'm writing, and I am the first one who gets to see his pictures. We're just trying to make these books as funny and as exciting as possible, and we hope that other people are enjoying them as much as we are.
All right, so what are you guys working on the next adventure? What's like the new food that they're going to be conquering? Or what's going on next?
We're done with food. We're done with food. Food is over. Let me tell you what the kids are into now. Office supplies, which is why we are writing about perhaps our most terrifying villain yet, an evil paperclip.
Now that reminds me of like Clippy losing his mind or something like that. That takes me back. All right, why do you think kids find graphic novels like this is a great way to start getting kids into reading and a great way for kids to enjoy?
I think it's interesting because the fact that graphic novels have words and pictures, I think it gives them tremendous appeal to kids, maybe makes it less intimidating to readers who are just testing out reading on their own. But it's actually a very sophisticated way to tell a story, too, because to understand a graphic novel, a kid has to get information both from the words and the pictures and synthesize that information in order to make the story. So it's a beautiful thing where they are immediately appealing to so many readers, but a lot of adults misunderstand. They are very sophisticated ways to tell and read stories too, and I think give kids a tremendous amount of just media literacy for the world.
All right, so where can we get our copy of Cat in Space and the Soup of Doom? Hopefully I got that right.
Well, you can get it wherever fine books about soup, pizza, and paper clips are sold. We always encourage you to support your favorite independent local bookstore, or check our book out at the library. We grew up as library kids. I still cannot believe that there is a giant building full of books and they just let you read them for free. It's wild.
So high tech.
I totally grew up in the library too. Thank you guys for joining me this time. Hey, when that book is finished with the paperclip, come back into the show. Be happy to have you back.
Thank you. We're going to hold you to that. Where I know you're at the edge of your seat about that paperclip.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for joining us this week. Until next week, if you want to be part of the show, just email us at newmexicorising.com or join us on social media. Till next week, that was New Mexico Rising. We love you. Well, most of us does. I don't know about baby cats.